Olá! Bem-vindos a Gayshin! Olha que sincronização boa, gente! Hoje começamos a nossa primeira live oficial aí já com Furina. Olha que coisa linda, gente! Olha que quinta-feira abençoada com os meus nenês. Olha que lindinho, lindo! Ó, eles são dois, ó. Oh, coisa linda. Oh, coisa maravilhosa, gente. Yeah. Tudo pra mim. Tudo. E hoje a gente vai fazer isso mesmo. Hoje a gente vai fazer Missão Lendária da nossa querida rainha dona de... Olha! Menina, vamos fazer evento. Babado, confusão, tiroteio. Vamos primeiro fazer as missões diárias. E a gente já parte pra missão da Furicalica. Vambora, com licença. Ah, opa, desculpa. Pronto. Vamos descobrir aí as coisas que aconteceram com Furina na missão dela, espero.
Mind the side effects.
Time to shine.
Time to shine.
Strike a pose. Commit it to memory.
This isn't time. Looks like I went too far.
Went too far. É, a recarga de energia da minha tá periculosa. Tá pela hora da morte. Eu preciso dar um jeito nisso, gente. Não dá pra ficar com 124. Não vai dar pra acontecer isso, não. 124 tá assim, tipo... tô com dó de deixar ela com esse negócio. Mas vamos embora. Vamos ver na prática real, né? Quando a gente for pro abismo. Olha o meu best! E aí, Luizinho, bem-vindo a Gayshin! Como que tá essa deliciosa manhã de quinta na sua vida? Já está furinando? E pum! Batalhar. Grow, grow, grow!
A bitter pill to swallow.
Ah, até que vai.
Yeah.
There is no escape.
Com o... Opa! Com o baiju de bateria. Até que ela...
Mind the side effects.
Replace my hammer.
Até que ela recarrega bem com 124. É, vamos ver. Pode ser que os times que eu tenha pra ela tenha suportes que ajudem ela com a recarga. Tipo Baiju, tipo Kazuha. O Kazuha com aquela espada maravilhosa que bufa 20% de recarga de energia dos meus personagens. Olha que prazeres e sabores. Já resolvendo o BO de banco. Ah, não, gente. Mas já resolve pelo menos, né? Já se livra disso. Olha, Robisco! E aí, minha querida, bem-vinda a Gayshin! Madrugamos. Hoje foi cedinho. Ai, que delícia! Porque a gente tem muita coisa pra fazer nesse jogo, gente. Hoje a gente vai passar bastante horas juntas hoje. Hoje se prepara que vai ter Gayshin a dar a com rodo. Eu peguei ela C2. Ela tá assim, ó. Sabores e prazeres. Ó, olha que delícia já. E já tô sonhando com as duas próximas. Mas talvez num rerun. Agora não. Agora eu acho que eu tô satisfeito. Já foi muito tiro. E falando nisso, a gente sobrou pra gente 155 tiros para futuros banners. Nós não estamos no garantido, a gente acabou de sacar a Furina. Então a gente tá no pitch Z. Por que eu dei? O que é esse 5 aqui? Ah, é, a gente tá no pitch 7. No 50-50, tá babado. Então vai ter que ficar pra. Mas 150 meio que já garante. O que tá acontecendo aqui, Brasil? Pera aí, deixa eu pegar uma coisinha. Cadê um bicho? Será que com a Arconte eles têm mais medo? Não tem um bicho aqui. Bora. Vai que ele não me siga. Seguiu? Seguiu. Ô, bicho chato da preula. Isso. Acabou? Acabou. O outro desistiu ali de mim. É isso. Ele já põe você no ângulo certo, que é pra não ter erro. Ibtastic! E aí, meu querido, bem-vindo a Gayshin! Peguei a C2, você viu? Nossa, eu tô assim... maravilhada. Tô amando andar nas águas. Ah, eu andei um pouquinho só. Boa, bem lembrada. Vou andar mais. Começar o dia com Gayshin é uma delícia, né, gente? Ai, eu adoro também. Próxima. Ali, submersas. Pra lá. Eu também. Ai, essa Furina vai ser tudo de bom. Olha o Rick! E aí, meu querido, bem-vindo a Gayshin! Como você tá nessa deliciosa manhã de quinta-feira? Pré-sexta, né? Que a gente gosta. Pré-sexta é bom. Sexta é sempre bom. Vamos lá. Aqui. Ok. Ok, ok. Olha o Leozinho! A Deia, mas você tem que ficar feliz que foi a Deia. A Deia é ótima. A Deia com Furina é ótimo. Depois a gente vai fazer esse time aí, vocês vão ver. Deia com Dona Furica. Prazeres e sabores. Essa hora eu sinto falta de ter a Rutal. Agora eu tô com saudade da Rutal. Tô apertando tudo errado, pera aí. Ah, tá tudo ocupado mesmo. Vou pegar um itemzinho dela. Cadê o bicho mesmo? Aqui. Bora. Só não fico na... Tá presencial. Ah, poxa. Obrigado, Rubisco. Amanhã a gente já tá aí, já... Ou ainda hoje, a gente vai terminar a quest e vai começar a explorar a região nova. Vem que vai ser bábado. Vamos com esse time mesmo? Adorei esse time. Bora.
I see everything. Make yourselves a room.
A bitter pill to swallow. Remember, help.
Let my name echo in song. This place hurt a little.
Mind the side effects.
Inazuma shines eternal.
É isso aí, meu filho. Nossa senhora. Prazer e sabores. Ainda fomos curados. Baiju é foda. Aí, mais 3. Vamos ver como ficamos. Agora, purica, lica, lica. Ai. Falta mais 3. Que tristeza. Olha o Kelvin. Book no lugar da ficha é bom? Book no lugar da ficha? Depende do time. Que time? Ok, vamos para a missão da Dona Furica. Vamos ao que interessa. Ai meu Deus, eu não tô preparada. Ai, vamos encontrar a Furina de novo. Não, não é essa aqui não. Ao ontem. Ai, vamos lá, vamos lá. Eu tô amando Neuvi, Furina, Jin, Narida. Neuvi, Furina, Jin. Eu vou fazer esse time. Neuvi, Furina, Jin, Narida.
Got any new commissions? Specifically one with the
Nossa,
huge
que
war
delícia de
contest?
time. Não tem como dar errado.
Paimon's just being enthusiastic.
It's all actually. We do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open.
Don't worry about
Vamos
that.
ver.
We were just
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues, but the troupe has also been experiencing some financial
That does sound like a tricky situation.
That's right. Our adventurers reached. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any...
If you're interested in helping, why maybe you can't fill the
Como
role
que isso vai ligar a
yourselves.
Furina,
But you might-
gente?
Oh, it's that guy, huh?
Olha, ganhamos um seguidor. Pandora Law. Pues muchas
Wait,
gracias.
I know you two.
I know you too.
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a vol. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater. All our
Grupo
sets
de
and props are
amadores.
very crude. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently.
disband, you're split.
Ah,
I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? One last show. And after that, nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after. Yeah. The leading lady, in fact. The
ih,
show just won't be
caramba.
the same
A
without her.
atriz principal tá
Got
doente.
it. We have a clearer picture now. What if we sponsored this?
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel
A
right
gente tem
asking
outras
such a huge
atrizes
favor.
no elenco de
I
Genshin?
can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Good point. If the actress just goes, we should
Acho que não, né?
find
Não
someone
tem
who
outras
will put on the
atrizes,
best
né?
performance possible. Oh wait! What about you know who?
Ah, agora eles pensaram na Furina.
That's how you know we're the best of partners. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her! You're... That was a joke.
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours. Well, yes.
Gente, imagina se ela aceita.
I mean, I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage. Of course, it all depends on what.
Nossa, ia ser tudo. Gente, agora eu quero. A gente tá agora, a nossa missão é convencer essa menina.
Things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high.
Thank you for your help.
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can
por
provide it
muito
to you.
acaso, a Caterina estava ali, ouvindo tudo, e apareceu. Oh! Gente, lembrei aqui. Tem o endereço aqui completo, atual. O CEP. Aqui tem a foto do Google Maps, se vocês estiverem com problema no mapa.
when did you get here?
Ah lá. Puta que ódio quando a Paimon fala tudo que eu falo também. Eu me sinto um idiota. As gays do teatro vão vencer! Já fui, gente. Quem nunca?
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, now that we've got the address.
Vamos lá. A pequena Oceanide! Ai, eu vou morrer. Eu vou morrer, eu vou morrer, eu vou morrer. Vamos lá, gente. Eu não sei se eu vou sobreviver até o final dessa quest. Vamos lá, cadê?
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here? Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Mermonia.
You know, it's common courtesy to
Olha
make sure the
lá!
homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Eita!
Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the rage? First
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I used
E ela
to
continua
have
morando lá
a
na
much
cidade, como
wider
se
range
nada.
of choices when it came to food. But not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
How rude!
How
Questioning
rude.
my cooking skills, the audacity. It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house.
Ela já mudou de
So I
roupa.
don't see how it's unusual
E de
that my
cabelo.
meals are. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre faucilor or
ninguém tá falando
blubber
nada.
profiteroles in no time, if I felt so inclined.
Ah, there it is, you know.
Ah,
Not yet, maybe, but
not yet.
anyway, what are
Eu
you
sei
even
cozinhar
doing
no
here?
futuro, ela quer
I do
dizer.
hope you didn't come here just. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoo!
Shoo! Shoo! Como se fosse um animal.
Sorry, we're sorry. Please don't be mad. Yeah, exactly what the traveler said. Emma wasn't trying to. Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
My help?
My hell?
Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Ah, ela não tem a visão ainda, Brasil.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now.
Ela ainda tá no personagem, né? Ela não se livrou do
So tell
personagem.
me, what specifically makes this matter so...
Também foram 500 anos no personagem, né? O que ela é, no fim?
I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourself. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine. Well, but given the present circumstances...
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
True, but I have made... Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
Ah, que bonitinha. Ah, eu quero abraçar ela agora. Agora, nesse instante. Eu quero chegar a dar um abraço nela.
Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all
Como
over
não?
again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross. If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same. So I'm not going to perform.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do? Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point. Okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me. Since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I drew a line in the sand without thinking about every possible grain on the other side.
Esquece isso. Vamos lá fazer o negócio.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really.
Ela tem problemas de personalidade aí, estamos vendo um negócio complicado.
It's all right, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed. Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. All right then, we'll see you around, Furina.
Toodaloo to you too.
Ai. Ai, não acredito, gente. Mas você já tem aqui a sua. A minha já tem a visão. A minha tá bem visionada. E vamos lá, gente. Vamos levar meus pets. Venha, pets. Olha que coisas lindas. Olha meus nenê. Olha, gente, meus 4 nenê. Um aqui do meu ladinho, voando atrás de mim. E vai chegar uma Silly nova agora, uma Silly azul maravilhosa. Vou pegar pra minha Furina.
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the sign.
And that gives you the right to make a decision.
Eita.
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now?
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding.
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see.
Cagou, né?
Circumstances have changed a little. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to...
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then. Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the school...
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people?
Only joking, calm down. So,
only joking.
Now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas.
Look, there's no point arguing with you. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find... So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it?
Yes, I'm completely confident.
I've
been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliant. I share everyone's desire to commemorate every one of us thinks of this...
You're right. I'm sorry.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on. Sure.
Quê?
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list.
Bonitinha.
All right, I'm coming. No need to drag me. Hello, one and all.
One and all.
Overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned.
Just a bit.
When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down.
Ah, fofinha.
I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions.
Você não viu o resto.
I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me.
You caught me. Tadinha. Deixa eu dar um abraço.
But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean...
There's no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Furina is fine. I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of... If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause, but everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away...
We all want to believe that, but everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe.
Her name was O'Reilly.
O'Reilly?
And she was the founder, as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in this serial disappearances case.
Qual? Que? Como?
What?
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their... But still...
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Furina.
Miss
They
Furina.
were what first inspired her to get into music. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life.
Eita.
And convinced them to join her troupe. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah.
Será que foi aquele
After
daquele
that,
rapto daquelas
The
meninas lá?
entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing... It's agonizing. But ultimately...
E eles não pensaram em
we'd
contratar
rather end
outro.
things now on...
Oh.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved... I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell...
Yes, exactly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Furina?
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway. I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member. But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
Ih, cara, virou diretora do nada. Essa foi a promoção mais rápida que aconteceu que eu já vi na minha vida.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that...
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epicles is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability.
Ah, não, ela tá com cabelo?
What about all the
Não, não é
unresolved
cabelo.
emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them? An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before. And so...
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues. You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation.
A Paimon vai lá na cara.
Before swine.
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances. All right, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice.
É um quarto de 25 metros quadrados. Um teleporte mais perto ali da casa dele. Ó, que linda ela com a asinha dela. E aí? Entramos. Vamos ver o que é isso.
Huh? Lady Furina?
Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all.
Todo mundo
Allow
chocado.
me to explain. As of today, Miss Furina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid.
The
in
Little
role of
Oceanid.
Artistic. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on. You bet! That was the trial of the century.
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join it.
So, you were saying
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Yeah. We've been battling issues on every front, trying to.
Eles vão fazer a peça até onde está escrito o roteiro. Aí acaba.
so far.
Eles falam, desculpa gente, a partir daqui não tem roteiro. É isso
We
então.
need a proper end.
We still
Beijo,
haven't decided
bom,
between
boa
our-
noite.
By true.
Yeah, but then there's...
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotion. And one last thing. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance.
Huh. Although, now that we...
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but...
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
Stop. You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way.
Ai, que bonitinha! Ai, ainda bem que eu tenho ela, gente. Ai, meu Deus, que coisa linda.
I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is...
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1. Let's check it. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him...
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But...
Yeah, maybe he could use...
Poisson.
Poisson.
Nothing. I suppose
Tem
my
dublagem em
presence
francês?
will- So, allons-y. To
Não, né?
Poisson.
Tu Poisson. Seria lindo. Tu Poisson. Vamos lá. Ó, que linda. E aí a mudança de roupa dela ninguém comentou, né? Tipo, mudou e ok. A pessoa vai e corta o cabelo, muda de roupa e ninguém comenta. Nenhum elogio, nada. Que gente deselegante.
if I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here.
All right. Forget that for now.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just...
Okay, then.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take
Ela
a
tem
stroll
vergonha
around town in
da
the meantime.
Návia?
I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they...
I'm sorry to hear that.
Tadinha.
I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Which brings me to why I'm
Que
here.
pesado, que denso, né? Quase
You should probably
filme.
know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Furina.
Ixi, o pessoal aí não gosta da Furina.
It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low.
That's so thoughtful of you.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di... Anyway, that was
Spina
all.
di Rasula.
Look after her now.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Ela é muito fofa. Eu sou seu amigo, eu te amo. E esse aí não tá comprando não, que é a atriz.
Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, it's always easiest to just run away from your problems.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson?
Yeah.
Poisson.
I'd be lying if I said Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past.
Tipo que Liui.
I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept. Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move.
Vamos se teletransportar.
Spina di Rasula ship.
Vamos se teletransportar. Tem vários teleportes aqui. Corre. Age naturalmente. Lança os pets, sai correndo. Pras amigas. O que vocês estão falando aqui da Furina? Chama a amiga mais velha. O que é que vocês estão aqui falando da minha filha? Nossa senhora, é alto. Gente do céu.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind.
Tadinha.
One after another, people were taken by the water. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
Tadinha, gente.
You shouldn't look
Meu
at
coração
it
não
like
aguenta.
that. You were only doing your duty.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated.
Tadinha.
Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves.
Tomara que ela para de mexer a boca, né?
Everyone rose to their responsibilities.
Deve ser
And
tipo a
I
versão
finally
japonesa, sei
regained
lá,
my
chinesa.
freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed.
Será que em chinês é mais rápido o jogo?
Reward? I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about how I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself.
Eita.
No one could be That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
Ela se abriu mesmo.
That's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case?
Hã?
I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same. I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally
Não foi nem
free
isso
to
que eu
live my
perguntei
own
ali.
life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back.
Eu não quero que essa missão acabe nunca. Quero ficar pra sempre brincando aqui com ela. Ali.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed.
Come on.
Come
It's not
on.
every day anyway. My character doesn't need to be slim and...
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you.
Oh no.
Oh
Looks like
no.
there are...
Here we go.
We're back. Could you maybe put your differences aside?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead.
Spina di Rosula?
Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to...
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl.
Me?
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role.
Outgrew that role?
So now he's playing the boar instead.
Que absurdo.
Sorry.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines, too. Like when he imparts some solemn word, if you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated...
Nossa, que ótimo. Família
decided
exemplar.
I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my
She sounds like a really...
She really was. She gave everything she had to her. I was a lost child too when she found me. The other
Só
kids
tem
were
gente
always
problemática
picking
aqui,
fights
então
with
tem.
one day, I got beaten up so bad that I...
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Let me guess.
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god.
Please, the honor is all mine.
The honor is mine.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human, against the wishes of her family.
Eita.
She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid. Plants and flowers are withering. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Nossa, gente, que absurdo.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Imagina, que absurdo. Que isso, como não fizeram um filme desse?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end,
Mata
she
todo
makes the
mundo.
brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after...
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to... What about if...
eles estão decidindo ainda.
Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her. Her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction.
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death. Both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her.
The director was the kindest soul in the world, yet she was senselessly...
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense?
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of...
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's...
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because... well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with Aureli.
Deeply, madly in love.
What?
Só em love não era suficiente.
You kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. I did tell her how I felt once, but she said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lot, well, maybe then she could. And now... So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by Aureli.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont once and for all. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's...
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly...
Bora.
You should ask, though.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone.
Come on, everybody. Ok. Next. Procure por Villemont. Leah. Venha. Strike a pose. Vou. Oh, que coisa mais linda. Como que pode um ser humano desse?
This is tough going.
This is tough going.
As if this journey wasn't...
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not serious?
We're just curious, that's all.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Miss Furina...
Precisely! And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Says la vie.
Indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned...
Aww, too bad. I was...
Sorry to leave all the...
Don't worry, piece of...
E vamos lá. A gente vai com você, sim senhora. Você vai querendo ou não.
There is no escape.
Hey!
A bitter pill to swallow.
The doctor will see you.
Illusion shattered.
strike a pose.
Everyone hold hands. The Temple of Wisdom.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Shine down.
Tome. Vamos bater com a Furina mesmo.
The doctor will see you.
Ai.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Foi você mesmo.
Yeah,
Fez.
thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Nossa, que longe.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
Ainda
So,
bem.
you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone? I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to...
Vilma, avoiding the... Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had some...
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vilma. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. The Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one.
Ah.
As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then... So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the drink in question was synth.
Synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director
Mas ele
everything
sabia?
right away. She was completely shocked as well.
Eles sabiam. Que inteligente.
But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, the merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to... I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue, but things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I knew then that I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it.
Vixe.
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean? You were afraid. This was a life and... How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm?
Calm down.
And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the...
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to... I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve in my life. So I can meet the director and...
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost!
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all. What she wanted was to build a warm home for
Do nada
all
ela
of her
chega
brothers
falando
and
tudo que a
sisters.
outra nem
To
conhece a
shield you
bicha.
all from the storms that rage in the world outside. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but Isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director O'Reilly and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again.
Eita,
If
preula.
she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a...
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and...
I'm truly sorry.
It's all right.
So, then...
Clearly, everyone
Ó,
needs
tem
to take a
interrompeu
step
a
back for
Furina no
now
meio
and
do
reflect
discurso
on
dela.
what really matters. When emotions are running high, the end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and if you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind,
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the end.
No.
Well,
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back.
Ela tá confiante. Parley Memoriam. Vamos lá. Entramos.
Strike a pose!
Strike a pose. Vogue.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? But, that case has been closed for quite a while. Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have...
Ela explica tudo, a recepcionista.
So, this is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches, too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something... Aha! I found something.
Hã?
To whoever discovers this diary, looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiment. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Vacher took so many lives. It's still...
I guess O'Reilly must have written all of this down in the hope that her wait, it cuts off. Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible, but her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourself.
Eita, o que é? Ah, vou ter que ler tudo, peraí. Ah, não, é muita coisa. Arrependa-se.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her
Você
troop,
prefere o Gaionel Messi ou o
at the end
Gaetano
of the day,
Ronaldo?
she was only human.
Vixe, Vispão.
I can't bear to think how pain...
Gaetano. Eu acho que nenhum dos dois.
If you
E
become
você?
human, you can reveal your secret to no one.
Isn't that the most important line in the little...
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh!
So she didn't regret her decision. even as she sat in silence. I'm sure this is what the troupe would have hoped to hear. She had their utmost trust, admiration. Let's go. It's time for them to learn
então
Director
dá tudo
O'Reilly's
certo.
final
Gayle Messi. Vamos ali. E aí, meu querido, como que você está aí nessa pré-sexta saborosa, deliciosa? Já garantiu sua furica? Bora. Quem já tem furica tá muito feliz, né?
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for us.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside,
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance.
Então era isso
To
mesmo.
make this I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings.
Then it seems like we've reached a...
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even...
Don't underestimate my experience. After watch, if you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance.
All your emotions.
And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret, and hope just the most mesmerizing things in this world? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer.
Actually, before that, I'd like to, during the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. Besides, a role...
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that.
Eita, vai usar o nome da morta.
Fine-tune your musical while I...
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay.
Ai, a quest da
That
Arconte,
place?
gente. Eu
Wait.
fui dormir, até sonhei com
What are you
ela.
afraid of?
No, that's not what I meant.
Coisa mais linda,
It is
queria
supposed to be your
refazer.
grand finale, right?
Queria fazer várias vezes. Queria que não acabasse. Esse
I'll
climão.
take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I know just where to find him.
E ela tá crente que ele vai dar permissão pra essa palhaçada.
Hey, look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
Uhum.
You were just guessing?
Arrasou, menina. Palpitão.
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, traveler and...
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event.
Ah,
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
What do you mean?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just
eu acho que
felt
você
bad
não me
about
viu desde
rejecting
então,
them.
né, meu filho? Aí fica
So I
fácil.
wanted to learn a little bit more about their
Olha o
situation.
Felipoca! Olha,
one thing led to
fascinando!
another,
Assim que a gente começa bem o dia.
Well, in the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom. But I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't, nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of it.
Ela não quer atuar mesmo, acabou.
I'm a little envious.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date.
Thanks, Nerva.
You are very welcome.
Nerva. Arrasou. Já tá 31 graus, gente. Tá nível Madrid no verão. Sei exatamente o que é sofrer com isso. Vamos lá. Mas eu não tô entendendo como que isso vai fazer ela ganhar uma visão.
Good news, everyone. It's done. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is true.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more. Fiumali and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things.
Wow, you two had a good...
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us.
It's amazing. Even though Furina's still being...
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have.
Hey, Loic, get over here.
E vambora. Ah, que lindo. Que lindo.
That cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her
Eles estão
crimes.
ensaiando lá já.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever...
Aplausos.
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance. If only.
If only o quê?
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? Oh no, not again. But why?
Ah, eu não acredito. Na hora H.
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to...
What? I thought they cure it.
I figured, whatever it...
How could you do this to yourself?
I'm sorry.
You...
Miss Furina?
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although...
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale.
Oh!
From the sublime to the ridiculous.
Thank you, Miss Furina.
Never mind. What's done is done. No one likes regrets. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, what, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Fofinha.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly.
E bora lá. E agora vai ser a hora do espetáculo. Deixa eu até fechar a janela aqui só pra ficar melhor. Com um solzão. Pronto. Vou fechar mais. Olha que coisa linda. E ela entrou sem estar caracterizada da personagem?
Is she here yet?
Let's get here.
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité est nourrie, ainsi que toi, mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne suffit pas. Seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, douce et amère. Moi, je suis seule et toujours là, à voir le monde et sa beauté. Et ça ne changera jamais, jamais.
Eita! Que foi isso? Que coisa mais linda! Tô passado. Absolutamente. Aplausos. O que o viajante estava dizendo ali?
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Furina on the stage just now?
She hasn't been seen for a while now. Gotta say, though, her acting skills are as...
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Oh, it's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make. Still, I have to admit that it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so it was Furina after all. She's back.
Surprise.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
All right, calm down. Don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the
Ah,
rule,
tá com a visão dela.
But it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
That. I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? I'll bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy?
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we
Então ficou essa a explicação da Tô passada, que essa é a explicação da visão dela. Apareceu e é isso. Ninguém sabe, ninguém viu. Passada. Nossa, tá um pouco longe. Ali. Bora.
You're back.
You're back again.
She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of...
How did the performance go?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the stage. You'll probably...
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end.
Don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your...
Well, one way or another, we did it.
We did it. We did it, Joe. We did it. We did
I've
it.
had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things...
Blaming your bad luck again.
Oh, don't you start.
Aw, you two...
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing?
So, any plans for the next step? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine. Like, you could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your...
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what...
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but...
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. What about you, Miss Furina?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go, until I finally acquiesce. You rather sealed my fate there with your...
A legenda tava toda errada.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. what I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I previously imagined. Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all. Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning. I want to watch them blossom.
Ah, que
and with it, I'm
lindinha.
sure this is what...
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
It's a present for the gods. Que deus, no caso de Deus aqui, o Novilê?
It's ironic to think that, and now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels more like I'm finally able to take my fate in my own hands. Is that how humans feel about it as well?
É babado? Babado, gente. Babado, confusão. Babado e confusão. Tô até assim, um pouco sem palavras. Nossa, gente, peraí. Deixa eu dar uma esticada aqui, uma espreguiçada. É possível dizer que eu apenas acordei e comecei a fazer live. Louco pra saber dessa história aí da Arcontes. Fiquei muito emocionado, muito feliz. Muito linda. Aí, uma do lado da outra. A Paula é a Paulina. Muito bem. E agora a gente tem que fazer o farmzinho. Apesar, será que a gente consegue farmar o dela? Deixa eu ver, peraí. É o de Justiça. Ah, não é hoje. Amanhã. Olha, ganhamos um seguidor, Duarte Zuxo. Pois bem-vindo a Gayshin. Vamos dar uma passadinha no abismo. Só pra eu brincar um pouquinho com a Furina. Quero pôr ela com o time só de Arconte. Bora. Arconte Team Reactivated. Ativando o Arconte Team. É um dano crítico, né? Está com a Beidou. Tá ótimo. Então bora. E aí com ela eu quero fazer um teste. Quero colocar essa arma aqui nela. Olha, vai pra 32 mil. Com 60 de level. Que sabores! Tudo bem que a taxa crítica cai muito. Mas é só pra um teste mesmo. Bora. Olha o Duarte, existe. Você não sabia que eu fazia? Pois bem-vindo a Gayshin. Aqui um mundo de possibilidades. Um mundo de possibilidades, inclusive time só delas. Time só de mulheres. Só mulheres arcontes. Ai, pera aí, que a minha Nahida tem que estar curandeira aqui, senão fodeu. Nahida, por gentileza. Muito bem. Não pode faltar a criança maconha, o capitão baiano. Bem-vindo a Gayshin. Capitão baiano, amei. Vamos lá, gente. Cadê as crianças? Só mulheres. E aqui arriba. Vamos... Não, pera. Vamos... Ah, já sei que eu quero brincar. Eu tô com tanta deliciosidade com a minha Rosária. O time da creche? Qual que é? Tome.
You can't run.
You can't run.
As one with wind and cloud.
É isso aí.
Judgment.
Judgment.
I'm going in. Let's light it up.
Nice and spicy. You're toast.
Lights out.
Paradinha aí, minha filha.
You can't run. Wind strike.
Nossa, essa espada no meu Kazuha tá deliciosa.
I see everything. Sharing my knowledge.
Shower me with... Yahoo! Think you can get away? Time to shine!
There is no escape.
Everyone hold hands. Make yourselves at home.
Here we go. Time for takeoff.
Time for takeoff.
But my name, echoing song. A minute to memory. The temple
Bora.
of wisdom.
Now you shall perish.
Brace yourself.
The show begins. Yeah. Sharing my knowledge.
Bora.
Here we go. Think you can get away?
I see everything.
Shine down.
Cadê os bichinhos? Ah, eu tô na pose errada.
Strike a pose. Brace yourself.
Let the world collide. Bora.
Everyone hold hands. Yeah.
Here we go. Time for takeoff.
Yoo-hoo! This might hurt a little.
Ó, não precisa fazer nada, só olhei. Depois a gente pode fazer um time só de quem tem pet. Time só de pet.
Into the wind. Punishment. Judgment. As one with wind and cloud. Let's light it up. You can't run. Off we go. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Olha a recarga do meu time, graças a essa arma do Kazuha. E tudo graças ao Rick, que entrou um dia aqui despretensiosamente e falou: ah, eu tô usando no meu Kazuha essa arma. E eu, bem Kiko, do Chaves, falei, ah, é? Peraí que eu vou testar também. E menina! Tô passado, né?
I see everything. Make yourselves at home.
Illusion shattered. Yahoo! Think you can get away? Shower me with praise. Let my name echo in song. Inazuma shines eternal.
Grow, grow, grow.
Aqui vai ser difícil. Eu sabia que ia ser difícil.
Yeah, the Temple of Wisdom.
Bora.
Shine down. Let's play. Time for takeoff.
Time for takeoff. Não, essa recarga na Furica tá complicada mesmo.
Make yourselves at home. A minute.
Ah! Tão perto. Tão perto. É um time complicado esse aí, viu?
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud, wind strider.
Shiver.
One with nature.
Judgment.
Judgment.
I'm going in. Let's light it. Eat this.
Into the wind. Clouds
Venha.
high. The birds call.
Lights out. Get them.
One with nature.
You can't run.
You can run.
Everybody stand back. Let's. You're toast.
Próximo. É isso aí. E esse time aqui é o time... Seja o que Deus quiser.
Illusion shattered. Yahoo! Think you can get away? Time to shine. Someone... Now you shall perish. There is no way.
Grow, grow, grow.
Raiden do céu.
Time for takeoff. Let my name echo in song.
Vamos lá, Brasília.
Here we go.
Nossa senhora.
Think you can get away?
Eu tô vendo a morte passar assim na minha frente várias vezes, Brasil.
Temple of Wisdom. This may hurt a little.
Yahoo!
Vamos lá, gente. Ataca isso aí.
A minute to memory.
Yes! Furina no 60. Furina no 60.
Time to go.
Na rida curandeira, gente. Tô sentindo aqui que temos um time campeão. Você teleporta, minha filha. Faz de sonsa. Isso. Pra onde você foi? Ah.
Wind strider. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Shiver. Judgment.
Into the wind.
Morre só, meu anjo. Falece. Aí, muito bem. Venha. Isso. Junta as duas, donha. É isso aí. Into the wind.
Let's light it up. I'm going in. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows.
Pode vir caindo.
Into the wind.
E ó, que sabores! Eu tô amando esse Kazuha. Parece que eu reinventei o Kazuha.
I see everything.
Let's play. Time for takeoff. Shine down. Strike a pose. Time to shine.
This may hurt a little. Make yourself
Vamos lá, curando.
Illusion shattered. Think you can get away?
Think you can get away? Ai! Não matou, não matou, não matou. Tá tudo bem. A Temple of Wisdom. É, gente, time dos sonhos. Time dos meus sonhos. Nem tô fora de mim, não, imagina. Aí, ó, level 60, gente. Com esses status porco aqui. 124 de recarga, tadinha. Tudo que eu não sugeri. E aí a gente ainda aumenta a proficiência do time Hyper Bloom aí, maravilhoso. Maravilhoso. Vamos fazer mais um? Ah, vamos, né? Vamos fazer um monohidro. Vamos. Mas aí o monohidro eu vou colocar outra build, pera aí. Aqui. Então, monohidro com em cima ou embaixo? Embaixo. Nossa, embaixo vai ser bom demais. O monohidro com Kazuha. Você, Dona Furica. Ai, que prazeres. Prazeres. E aqui em cima a gente faz isso aqui, ó. Bora. Eu tô ansioso para o Conde Pyro, mas já? Imagina, não tenho nem cabeça pra isso.
Hey, make yourselves at home.
This way. Let me weave you a verse. Body and mind. Know my soul.
Skitter. Não! Everyone hold hands. Ah, ela tá curandeira aqui, gente. Curandeira aqui ela não vai fazer nada. Mas beleza, não vai fazer nada é ótimo. Tome! Olha na Rita não fazendo nada. Nossa! Nossa senhora! O cavalo morreu que nem viu por onde. E essa deliciosidade aqui?
Things are about to get dicey.
Rest and reap it.
Shower me with praise. Time to shine.
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night.
One with nature.
Agora vai. Eu tô vendo 15 mil.
Hold the line.
Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over. Let my name echo in song.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Torrents, bring refuge.
Nossa, que prazeres.
Busted. Here comes the catch.
Let the world come alive.
Into the wind.
Chegaram eles. Chegaram os danadinhos. Um já era.
The wind knows me.
Nossa, só tem um burst ali pra nada, só pra gente ver. I see everything.
The bond is strong. No, my sword. Let me read you a verse.
Let me read you a verse.
Lightning,
Tá chegando um set novo aí que parece que vai ser ótimo pra Cookie e pro Baiju.
Hey, make yourself at home.
Stand with me. Rain cutter. No, my sword.
Mas eu acho que é um set desenhado pra Retentora, né? Tudo indica que vai ser Retentora, mas vai servir em todos os curandeiros. Yes!
Gotcha.
Bora.
Adorn my night, wind strider.
Não acredito, Kaelan foi pro brejo. Vamos lá.
Everyone hold hands. The Temple of Wisdom.
The bond is strong. Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of Guhua. I'll settle this.
Scatter.
Aqui.
Grow. Carry my knowledge.
Stand with me.
Opa.
Rain cutter. Rain outlines your fate.
Here you are.
Ah, eu saí do abismo e entrei de novo e não troquei a arma da Narita. Ela tá curandeira ainda.
Allow me.
As one with wind and cloud, wind strider.
Quietly now. Here comes the catch.
Billowing surge.
Billowing surge.
Hold the line.
Busted.
Let the world collide.
Clouds high. The
A birds come.
Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now.
A brash maneuver torrent. Bring refuge. Allow me. Time to shine.
Time to shine.
Strike a pop.
Wind strider.
Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Quietly now.
Yes. Chuva de hidro. É hidro pra todo lado. É hidro pra todo lado.
Temple of Wisdom.
Where are you?
Our bond is strong. Let me read you a verse. Rain out.
Acabar com essa palhaçada aqui.
The process of elimination.
Terrified.
Make yourselves at home. This way.
No, my sword. Rain cutter.
Tome. Brinker. Você.
Grow.
Body and mind.
Here you are.
Here you are. Tenta matar o Alreita então, querida. Mas tem que ser rápido, né? Antes que ele vai e te mate.
Hold the line.
Gotcha. Billowing surge. Busted. Here comes the catch.
Opa.
Clouds high.
Aqui vamos nós.
Strike a pose. Quietly now. Time to shine. Rest and reboot. Game's up. No. Gotcha.
É Venice of the Deep. Pode atacar que a gente não tem medo não, minha filha.
Wind strike. As one with wind and cloud.
Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey.
Opa.
Hold the line.
É isso aí. É tanto dano que não dá nem pra ver. Não dá nem pra saber o que que é o que. Mas prazeres e sabores. Level 60, né? Sempre bom lembrar. Que quando ela tiver no 90... Vocês vão ver o que que é Furina. Bora.
Seems like an emergency.
Seems like an emergency.
Minute to memory. Temple of Wisdom. There is no escape. Let the world collide. Strike it up.
Ó. Ah, vieram 2. Poxa, a gente precisava de 8. Precisava que viessem 3. São os fudidos mesmo. Ó, por causa de uma. De um que a gente não vai pro 70. De um que a gente já não libera esse talento maravilhoso dela. Ah, sabe? – 28% a mais de dano, né? Pois muito que bem. Tem evento pra fazer, vamos fazer eventinho. Depois a gente segue pro farming. Olha, evento de luta! Não brinca. Eletricamente carregado. É água, né? E é hidro e eletro. Desafio do amuleto, desafio final, tá. Desencadeia ao todo 30 reações eletricamente carregadas. Olha! Tem uns testes aqui, ó. Entendi, só posso usar os de teste. Quer dizer, só posso usar esses pré-determinados. Muito interessante. Então vamos assim, né? Os meus, que eu sou mais eu. Vamos lá. Ah, você viu que a partir da 4.3 vai ter um atalho pra você fazer... Nossa. Pra você fazer domínio. Que? O que foi isso?
Stabilize.
Right now. Emerge. Right now. By royal
Settle down.
Os oponentes serão enfraquecidos, mas eu não queria que eles fossem enfraquecidos. Eu queria que eles fossem fortificados. Extremamente poderosos. É o que a gente quer, não é?
Solidify.
Emerge. Right now.
The tides beckon. Silence.
Feel it. Today.
Order guide you.
Order guide you.
Stabilize.
As you wish, me.
Right here. Right now.
Let the mighty be humble.
Let the mighty be humble.
Finally, some target practice.
Cadê? Target practice. São vocês?
Bow your head. Gather.
Emerge. Right here. Emerge.
By royal decree.
Que raiar o que, meu filho? Raiar.
Settle down. This
Ah,
is
se manca, hein?
Stabilize.
Shadow Raven.
Right now. Right here.
Raise a storm!
Be sanctified.
Being sanctified.
Silence.
Where do you think you're going? No.
Eu que pergunto. Girl. Que eu consegui? Arrasei? A gente fez 94. O ataque mais forte foi do Zhongli? Não é possível. Conseguimos, era só isso? Era 30, a gente fez 94. E se eu tivesse ativado todos, né? Vamos de novo. Não, personagem teste, nem fodendo. Os meus. Vamos ver se é o que acontece se a gente não ativa nenhum. Aliás.
That's close enough.
Solidify.
Right now. Right here. Right now.
Oz reveal.
Bow your head.
Where do you
Tome.
Gather.
Emerge. Right here. Right now.
Tome.
Prepare yourself. Order guide you.
Order guide you.
Solidify.
Right here. Emerge.
As you wish, me. Silence.
Where do you think you're
Let the mighty be humble.
Não matei nenhum ainda. Delícia, são resistentes.
Settle down. No escape. I will have order.
I will have order.
Gather.
Right now. Right here.
By royal decree.
Bow your head. The tides beckon.
Tome, que é isso?
Try to keep up. Settle down yourself.
Nossa, o bicho tá vivo aqui ainda.
This is order.
Shadow Raven.
Shadow
Right
Raven.
now. Emerge. Right here.
Bow your head.
Emerge. Right here.
Oz reveal.
A sight to behold.
A sight to behold.
Right now.
Be sanctified. Settle down.
Finally, target practice.
Bow your head.
Fica atrás do picão. Ai, você viu?
Beckon. Order
O
guide.
picão segurou o jato. Que
Solidify.
mundo é esse, Brasil?
Darkness.
Right here. Right now.
Settle down.
Stretch your wings and raise a storm!
Bow your head.
Where do you think you're going?
Right here. Emerge. Right here.
E tome.
This is order.
By royal I'm always watching. Right now. Right here.
Tome, fica aí acanhada.
Let the mighty be humble.
Olha, realmente 125 vezes. Não pegar nenhum dos negócios. Os inimigos ficam bem tancudos. Amei. Quero mais. Cadê? Quando que desbloqueia? 13 horas, 2 dias, 4 dias. Daqui 5 dias. Ave Maria. Quase uma semana. Amigos? Não vou te ajudar, amigo. Sinto muito. Rejeito. Não te conheço. Vem cá, te conheço. Ok. Ok, sabores. Comunidade. O que pode ser isso? Que escanear a tua avó. Ótimo. Olha quanta coisa para explorar. Então, gente, eu acho que eu vou finalizar nossa livezinha aqui por agora. Vou almoçar, encher o meu bucho e logo voltamos para explorar a região nova, o mapa novo, que só tá 11%, 0 fucking por cento. Tem 2 regiões aqui novas que estão esperando. Temos missões, muitas missões novas. E a gente vai tentar entrar no mundo dos outros para pegar plantinha. Vamos ver se a gente consegue. Então, daqui a pouco eu estou de volta, hein? Então, uma